Jill here, Special Needs Mom Talks. It's been a few days. I put up a few videos from the talk I did at NECAN. It was a great experience. I feel like the message that I had to share came out, and that's all awesome. And it kind of jives in with my overall message, which I'm not going to say right now because I forgot. No, I want to talk about what I want to talk about here is living in the upside down world. I had that come in, that thought when I was watching Stranger Things, that series. I don't know if you've not seen it, this probably won't really resonate. You can go Google it, but there's like this world that is like the exact the same as the regular reality, but it's like flipped upside down. So black is white, white is black. It's really gray, and it's just a really great analogy. And I thought like that's kind of how it is when you have an offspring with some challenges, and you start pretty young, you start going to the doctors and they're telling you how to use these medications, or you're at the school meetings and you have to get IEPs, go to IEP meetings, and they're, telling you what they're going to do with your child or what, and you're learning, you're always being educated. And then the behavioral challenges, what you can do at home to help your kid, whatever, fit in or not be a crazy. You can all have some peace in your house. And all these professionals are there to help. And a lot of times what I know from other parents and my own experience is just like you note that and you're like, thank you. And we say thank you. And we say, yep, that's what we're going to do. And we go home, and a lot of times we start out trying to do it. And a lot of times it don't work. And it doesn't play out the way that we expect it to, or the way that we're told by these doctors, or the way that they expect. And it's not that they're in the wrong or anything. I think they're coming from a very professional, analytical, logical, reasonable studies, or whatever they're drawing from. It makes sense. Like you're sitting in the doctor's office and you're like, oh yeah, that's really great. Thank you so much. And like a piece of you, or a piece of me, because I'll say this is what I did, is like I grab onto it and I'm like, oh, if I could just implement that. It's a really good suggestion. And a lot of times you take a little piece of it, but you tweak it. You make it fit for your circumstances. And a lot of times, it's never quite the same fit. You're doing a lot of smiling and nodding because I don't know about you, but for me, I didn't feel like they would really be able to understand the reality that I was living in and how it may or may not work, and the changes that I would have to make to implement said suggestions, like for a lot of around behavioral stuff and practices that might have been helpful, and being consistent with certain things. And I'm not saying I didn't try and do it. And I'm not saying a lot of you out there aren't successful with that. But I think it's really, a lot of times it's not quite the way it plays out at home. And that's pretty normal across our systems that are really, again, logical, linear, and drawing from like research and whatnot, and not necessarily in somebody's house or living with them day after day and seeing what's going on. So yeah, it's upside down world. And then we are going forward. And another snapback is that you're watching friends, family go on and have the more traditional life, getting married, having kids, whatnot, and going on these vacations. And I'm not saying or complaining or saying that this is a bad path, but it's very different, and we're living under the expectation almost that it should be a certain way. It's hard to walk it and to see these like things that are normal and to always be like, yay. And I'm very happy for all people that have the traditional life and are on that path and have the successes and whatnot. I'm just here to say it's hard sometimes not to judge yourself and to be, sometimes it just irks you. You get kind of pissy about it. But then I have to shift it and say, well, no, this is a different experience, but also not gaslighting yourself. So you can see I'm kind of passionate about this whole topic, and it looks like I have a hat on from this thing here. So flowing through this, just getting some feelings out about this whole upside down world, probably talk more about it. And yeah, have a good one. Gonna go, what am I gonna do? I'm not sure. Work related, absolutely.